Chamberlain Clock in the Jewellery Quarter was erected in 1903 to mark Joseph Chamberlain's visit to South Africa following the end of the Boer War. Joseph Chamberlain was an MP, but prior to that he was the Mayor of Birmingham, and he went on to become a major political figure. The Chamberlain Clock is a real landmark of the area, everyone knows it, but it had begun to look quite tired, so the paint was peeling away, it no longer told the time. So we worked with Smith of Derby, who removed the clock and took it to their workshop to restore it to its former glory.
Smith of Derby is one of the world's largest and oldest public clockmaking and restoration companies. We've been now in business for 163 years, since 1856. We look after perhaps more than 4,000 public clocks around the UK and internationally. I think this particular project has got close to many hearts in this company, not only because we're very close to it, but also I think our responsibility in the communities to keep the heartbeat of a community alive and looking beautiful.
To remove the Chamberlain Clock, it is a massive job. When you're looking at it, you're probably looking 10-15 tonne. It's weeks of planning on how we're going to remove it, how we're going to break it down, how we're going to bring it back to site. So you have to assess everything around the clock before you try and do any lifts. Removing the top section, the first thing we have to do is remove the hands from the outside. We can then undo the main fixings for the dials, giving us access to the inside. Remove each section, lower them down. We then have to allocate straps on each corner at the top, ready for lifting. It was good on the day, everybody did what we needed to do, and the job came out lovely, safe, secure, ready for the refurbishment, and then I'm looking forward to it going back in.
When the clock came in, it was in some parts in quite a bad way. We've had to strip it right down. We've reblasted it, repainted it, we'll reassemble it, and then we'll gild it to its original colours. The mechanisms for the clock, unfortunately, it's broken. So what we're doing, we're replacing it with a more up-to-date version of the mechanism, but we're still going to keep the original hands. We tend to keep a lot of the original parts as best we can. The actual lanterns itself, they are so ornate. They're in so many parts. I've stripped every single thing down off it, right down to its bare stuff, reblasted, and I've repainted them. Then we've got to rewire everything. And then not until we actually put them on, that's when we'll actually see the finished product when it's all together.
Today we're reinstalling the Chamberlain Memorial Clock. By use of the two cranes that you see in the background has enabled us to return the magnificent structure back to where it belongs and to reassemble it stage by stage. I'd say this is one of the largest structures of its kind that we've done. This one's actually 16 metres tall. It's not been without its challenges, I will say, but importantly we had to get it right first time.
The project was a pledge as part of the Jewellery Quarter Business Improvement District in 2017, and we've partnered with the Townscape Heritage Project, which is funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund, and it's because of that partnership that we've been able to make this project happen. It's incredibly important to the local community as a heritage asset. It's also a landmark and a focal point, and when people often think of the Jewellery Quarter, they'll think of the clock.
As part of the restoration, we have installed an interpretation panel near to the site so that visitors can learn about the history and the context of the clock and of Joseph Chamberlain when they come and see it. We worked with 3 young people to create the panel as part of the Two Visions, Two Legacies project.
So the interpretation panel is basically an opportunity for people to read about the Chamberlain Memorial Clock, learn a little bit more about the man himself, the role and impact he had in Birmingham, but also learning more about the global impact he had, and so specifically his role in the Boer War and the human impact of that as well. Getting to see the reinstatement of the Chamberlain Clock is really interesting. It's nice seeing so many people. It just kind of shows that Chamberlain's influence is still in the Jewellery Quarter, so it's really exciting, and hopefully we'll be here for more years as well.
It's amazing to see the clock as it is now. Now it's being restored and refurbished. It's really something to be proud of. Smith of Derby have done such a brilliant job. It's exciting to think that the clock will be here for decades to come, and we can pass it on to the next generation who can learn about it and appreciate it.